This week at the University of Rhode Island, a fraternity kicked off campus why their suspension will last until 2023.
While thinking big, URI is also thinking green. What dining services are doing to make campus more sustainable and green.
Barefaced and Bold, a no-makeup event held to promote self-love during the celebration of Everybody Week.
And some campus chatter, what students love and hate most about Valentine's Day.
All that and more on this week's 5-Cent Cigar Newscast. Hello everyone, I'm Stone Freeman.
And I'm Sam Murray, and thanks for joining us this week.
Sam, fourth week of the semester already. You excited?
Oh, I'll tell you what, Stone, I already have senioritis. It's already kicking in for me right now.
Don't worry, buddy, you're not going anywhere yet.
Hey, another day, another time, I'm stuck with you.
A Greek life organization has been kicked off campus, the second one of the year. The Sigma Pi fraternity has been suspended from URI until 2023. According to campus police, they were dispatched to the fraternity house on December 12th for a fight that broke out. Police arrested 2 students for possession of drugs. This incident was a violation of the fraternity's probation status for their other alcohol and drug violations. After careful investigation by the university and the national chapter, URI suspended the fraternity. This had nothing to do with new member development. For now, the house on campus is empty, letters are off, and students had to find new housing before this semester started.
There's not supposed to be any alcohol or drugs in the fraternity houses at all.
Students and or groups in this case have violated those student conduct processes. We will intervene and we'll make those tough decisions. Our goal is the safety and security of our students at the University of Rhode Island.
Fraternities and sororities are about the commonly shared values, and the groups that don't live up to those expectations, they face consequences. The university is taking a strong stance against this problematic behavior. When students violate policy, there is no tolerance for that.
Eating green goes beyond eating your vegetables here at URI. While thinking big, we're also thinking green. URI Dining has made the effort to make the dining halls on the Kingston campus more sustainable and green. For the 5th year in a row, Hope Commons Dining has been recognized by the National Association of College and University Food Services for its environmentally friendly practices. A major focus of URI Dining Services is the Buy Local movement. Their primary vendor for produce is Rhode Island's own Roach's Fresh Foods, who works closely with local farmers to acquire local produce. Here, students are growing herbs, cherry tomatoes, and salad greens used in the dining halls. Other dining services initiatives include eliminating plastic takeout containers and using paper products made from recycled materials. And at the end of each semester, all perishable foods are donated to the Rhode Island Community Food Bank. This contribution towards a healthy, sustainable environment is all the better of the students.
New clubs at URI. The club Feminist has recently started up, and their goal is positivity towards feminist. 5-Cent Cigar's Brooke McCarthy sat down with the club's founder.
And they said his lawyers would have pulled back.
The second ever Feminists at URI meeting got underway Monday night. The members want to bring positivity to the word feminism at URI.
So I thought that having a group with feminists in the name would be very powerful for our campus culture.
Matheson started by emailing gender and women's studies majors and minors to create interest in the club. Rosaria Pisa, the director of gender and women's studies, helped by offering her support of the group.
It's really nice that as we're starting out, even though we know it's a process to get Senate funding, that we have the support of the Gender and Women's Studies Department.
Although starting out, this group may be small, they have some big plans already in the works.
We have a lot of initiatives in the works, and we have a lot of people that know how to work hard to get these things done.
The group has a t-shirt initiative in the works that will bring awareness to feminism on campus. Also, they're looking to team up with the Women's Project and the Earth Day Initiative.
This is a group for those people who are concerned and until now have not known what to do, and we're going to help each other figure out what our next steps are.
If you're looking to join the positivity of the feminist movement, Feminists at URI is always accepting new members.
Things that during this time of your life you should be blossoming, and you should have friends and a community that's surrounding you and wanting you to succeed.
Reporting in South Kingstown, Brooke McCarthy, 5-Cent Cigar News.
And this past week, the United States got a big W. A 17-year-old snowboarder earned Team USA's first gold medal at the Korean Winter Olympics.
Appearing in his first Olympics, Red Gerard and the others braved brutal wind conditions on the Korean mountains. He crashed in the first 2 of his 3 runs, falling in both, but under the rules of the event, 1 great run was all he needed.
That's what he delivered in his final time on the snow, earning an 87.16 score. Gerard wowed the judges with his descent through a series of rails, ramps, and huge jumps to beat Canadian riders Max Perot and Mark McMorris.
Gerard said to reporters that he couldn't believe what was going on, that he couldn't tell if he was shaking from the cold or the excitement.
At such a young age, Gerard definitely left his mark on the slopes. And speaking of excitement, a look at your sports.
Nikki Lattarulo is live in the studio with us for your latest Roadie Sports Corner. Nikki?
Welcome back, Roadie Nation, to this week's Rhode Island Sports Corner. It was a huge week for the Rams. Our men's basketball team is now ranked 16th in the country, the highest ranking in the history of the program. URI hosted Davidson at the Ryan Center on Friday, and boy, did they look like the 16th ranked team in the nation. The game started off close, Davidson holding their own, but toward the end of the first half, Rhodey up by 10, they never looked back. Stan setting up for 3, knocking it down. It was all Rhodey all the time. A little later, Cyril Langevin with a dish from Doughton takes it to the basket and dunks it home. Can't forget about this 5'10" killer, Fats Russell with a blind shot under the basket, and soon after from downtown. Rhodey went on to defeat Davidson with a final score of 72-59. The sold-out crowd helping the Rams keep their undefeated record at home. So after the big win, I tried catching up with the team, but they decided they wanted to catch up with me. About your performance in today's game.
I mean, it was real nice. You know, I shot the ball well, found open teammates. You know what I'm saying? I stuck to the script, you know, stick to the game plan. That's what coach would say.
Did y'all see the dunk? I dunked on him, right? That says it all, you know? The school hasn't been ranked in how long? I don't know.
So how everybody doing? You know, we just came out and got a good game today, you know. Fats, come on down. All right, so what's the question?
Oh, I'm supposed to hold the microphone. My job.
How you like being a news reporter?
You know, I'm actually a sports reporter, not news.
Not news.
Yeah.
All right, scratch that. All right, ready? So how you like being a sports reporter?
I love it. I get to go to all the games, get to cheer on my own team and report on them, so it's a win-win situation.
Okay. I mean, how do you feel about Stan Rose having the mic in his hands right now?
I think you're a natural, and after your career with the NBA, you're going to become a broadcaster.
I mean, a lot of people do say, you know, this face should be behind the camera or something like that.
After a 72-59 win over Davidson, URI is first in the A-10, undefeated at home and on the road to an NCAA championship. And that's the URI basketball team for you. But on a more serious note, I spoke with Coach Hurley after practice, and he told me how he feels about the national recognition the team's been getting. Take a look.
Yeah, I mean, much more confident. You know, obviously a lot more people are, you know, jumping on our bandwagon. I guess earlier, you know, we were a hot pick last year after Pittsburgh, and then obviously after the Creighton game, you know. But more people are dialed into our season. You know, the Friday night ESPN, you know, package with the league has helped that, and just the way the players have played the whole year. You know, we look like a good team.
Unreal season they've been having. Now on to women's basketball. They were looking pretty in pink for Saturday's game against St. Louis in honor of National Girls and Women in Sports Day. URI played very well throughout the game, but especially toward the end, trailing by 5 with 6 minutes to go. Rhodey goes on a 9-point run to take the lead, but unfortunately, St. Louis responded with an 8-point run, and they went on to win it 70-66. Now that's sophomore Nicole Jorgensen, who we always speak about. She went for her second consecutive double-double with 21 points and 10 rebounds. Definitely someone to keep an eye on. As for women's hockey, they faced the 4th-ranked team in the nation, the University of Colorado. The team held their own on Saturday, going into double overtime, ending with a tie 1-1. But unfortunately, the Rams fell to the Buffaloes 3-2. And a look into Rhodey football, head coach Jim Fleming announced the signing of 22 future Rams on National Signing Day last week.
You know, the message from staff was the time is now. We all know this is the 5th year going into it. We feel that we've put a 4-year foundation down that is rock solid. You know, we've had our ups and downs, and we've gotten progressively closer and closer to the ultimate goal, which is winning a CAA conference championship.
The future is bright for those 22, but that's all we have for this week's Rhodey Sports Corner. Follow me on Twitter at Nicole Latarullo to stay updated on the URI men's basketball team and their road to the Atlantic 10. For now, I'm live in the studio. Nikki Latarullo, 5 Cent Cigar Sports.
In the $60 billion a year beauty industry, a woman spends an average of $15,000 on cosmetics in a lifetime. Studies show that 43% feel most comfortable by layering makeup on their face. The Women's Center created a day to step beyond that comfort zone that encouraged students to love the skin they're in. Chelsea Opong-Wadir has more.
I feel like it's important for others to come together and see and recognize that beauty is skin deep.
Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, a common saying on the judgment of beauty. Studies show that almost half of women have negative feelings when they don't wear makeup. Staying barefaced and bold is something that the URI community supports. As part of Celebrate Everybody Week, Sherry Pradis and Women's Center Director Dr. Penny Rosenthal created No Makeup Monday.
We wanted to create something different than what's been done in the past. I was really inspired by Alicia Keys' movement of her not wearing makeup and about self-empowerment.
While the bare face might be nice in theory, the reality of it seems to be a bit daunting. This day is here to remind the URI community that healthy skin doesn't have to be scary.
Not that the habit of wearing makeup is a negative, but we should have the option to be celebrated and appreciated for our clean face, our natural beauty, without cosmetics, without any addition to that.
Celebrate Everybody Week, an annual event at the university, strives to promote self-empowerment. Students on campus say they base their makeup routine on the occasion and the amount of time they have.
I just don't feel like in the morning I have time to really do it, so it's easy just to go like natural.
I think it's like up to women to decide whether or not they want to wear makeup. I've always worn makeup. I think it's really fun to try out new makeup looks and everything.
In Kingston, Chelsea Opong-Wadir, 5 Cent Cigar News.
New clubs at URI. The club Feminist has recently started up, and their goal is positivity towards feminists. 5 Cent Cigar's Brooke McCarthy sat down with the club's founder.
The new year is here, and students are making their way to the gym for a healthy lifestyle fix.
The Anna Fascitelli Gym is one of the 2 gyms on campus that is constantly packed with URI students and employees. With treadmills taken and the lifting section crowded through all hours of the day, it's easy to question if this demand for a healthy lifestyle is all thanks to New Year's resolutions. Student employees at the gym say that January and February are peak months for fitness cravers.
There's definitely been an increase of people since the new year. It's crazier than most days.
URI senior Nick Tadaro, who is avid on going to the gym, says,
Yeah, I think it sucks. So then you just wait out 3 weeks, and then a lot of people just give up once classes pick up anyway, so.
With spring break on the horizon, it's uncertain just how many students will keep their promise to the new year. Gym goers even attempt to work out at certain times to avoid the crowds.
It's good to see everyone motivated. Everyone's trying to get fit, but not a fan of it at 5 o'clock, but we'll see. Yeah.
From fit to fab, let's see just how long these New Year's resolutions will last. It's Kaylee McCarthy, 5 Cent Cigar News.
Have you ever wondered what it's like to sit down with an official of URI to get to know them on a more personal level? The 5 Cent Cigar sat down with Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs, Donald DeHaze, over coffee.
Do you have any advice for the students of URI?
Always, yes. I would say one is get involved at the university. Sometimes students come to campus, take classes, and then go home, and they're missing a big part of their education and life's experience, whether it's getting involved in the cigar or getting involved in sports or getting involved in going to the basketball games or going to the theater performances or the concerts. The university is a rich and invigorating place, and learning happens both in and outside the classroom. So my advice to students is take it all in when you're here. You know, most of you have not had a chance to do this before, right? You're college students for the first time. But someday you'll graduate and you'll be out in the working world and you'll have families and life will be complicated and you'll reflect back on these days on campus. And maybe you'll celebrate all the great things you learned and the friends you made, but you also might say, gee, I wish I had taken advantage of even more that the campus offers. And the second part of taking advantage is to stretch beyond your field, your academic field. You know, if you're a communications major, take an art class, or take a math class, or take a class in health. Sometimes we can get sort of wrapped around our major, but take in all that this university has to offer. I mean, I feel issues like health in general, those of us that are privileged enough to be college educated, really have a responsibility to understand how to take care of ourselves and our families in terms of health. And same with environmental issues, environmental sustainability. Take classes in that, because we have a responsibility as citizens to do all this better. And the same with politics. Regardless of what your politics is, you really learn enough about the importance of voting and having your voice heard, because too often people read about those things but back away and don't get involved. So I picked politics, I picked environmental sustainability, and I picked health, but there are many other areas. And because when life gets busy later on, you may not have time to learn about those things, but you do have time while you're here. So.
Since Valentine's Day fell on Wednesday this year, a lot of couples are celebrating the holiday over the weekend. As some are scrambling to buy roses or chocolates or the perfect piece of jewelry at the last second, Kate Rogerson hit campus to see how much love is spread throughout URI.
Valentine's Day is all about the love. So I'm here on campus to ask students, how do they feel about all the romance?
L is for the way you look.
Yeah, it depends on the year. I'm indifferent about it.
I love Valentine's Day. It's awesome.
It's alright.
Yeah, I love Valentine's Day.
Extraordinary.
Something I value is time. I really like when people spend time with me, and it just makes me feel very loved. Someone who feels like home.
Like having humor between the relationship, I guess.
And someone who understands me. Someone who I can express my feelings to.
Someone I hang out with and do my homework for me.
Two in love can make
flowers, obviously, and then there's the chocolate too. Honestly, I love flowers. I want someone to cook me dinner.
I would give a box of chocolates with flowers.
And Stone, what did you end up doing for Valentine's Day this year?
Well, this year, like most years, I spent it alone at home with a bowl of ice cream.
I made a nice reservation for one in Providence, and it was the best decision I've ever made.
Well, that's all we have for today. For more on these stories and everything you need to know, visit RhodeyCigar.com.
Don't forget to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. I'm Sam Murray.
And I'm Stone Freeman. Thanks for tuning in and watching your URI News Now. Have a great week, everyone.